Congratulations, families! You've made it to spring break. The last 3 weeks have certainly been challenging, but I couldn't be more proud of the Renaissance community and the way everyone has responded to the historic events that have transpired. We appreciate the time and effort you're putting into making online education available to your students. This week, during spring break, we'll have the chance to relax and catch our breath. While the setup and rollout of online schooling has been successful, the change in environments gives rise to a litany of new challenges as you implement the program with your students. These include increased distractions that compete with schoolwork, technology challenges, scheduling conflicts, student motivation issues, and, if we're being honest, maybe some parent motivation issues too. These types of challenges create a radically different learning environment from that of a school classroom. From my personal experience with my own students, I know it can be difficult to manage, but please don't be discouraged. Take this next week to review what is working and what is not. Use this time to recalibrate your homeschool experience. And as you do, keep the following truths in mind. When it comes to the unpredictability of teaching at home, flexibility is your friend. Understand that you are working in a very different environment than a school classroom. So accept the fact that the learning process will not look the same as a traditional classroom. And yes, your students do behave better for us at school. Years ago, I worked for a retired Air Force colonel who spent 30 years as a military planner at the Pentagon. As I worked with him, I learned the military does an incredible amount of very detailed planning. They have plans for everything from simple recruiting efforts to the zombie apocalypse. And they add thousands of new contingency plans every year. If you want to see the plans for the zombie apocalypse, I'll post it in a link below. However, despite the endless planning, they do it with this maxim in mind. No plan survives contact intact. At the time, I found that interesting and a little difficult to understand. Until that point, I was under the impression that detailed plans engineer out unpredictability. However, during my time with him, I learned a very important lesson. Planning is not an event, it's a process. So I would encourage you, as you think about the weeks ahead, take a fresh look at things that aren't working and consider small, incremental changes that could improve this experience for both you and your students. Things such as breaking their work down into smaller chunks. Start your day with a physical activity to get your kids' blood flowing. You could refer to the options provided by our PE teachers, or just take a bike ride or a hike. Establish a time just to reconnect with your kids, unrelated to schoolwork. In my home, we have 4 kids doing online school. The effort to manage all of their assignments, help with the material they don't understand, make sure they turn in their work, and that they're not playing video games or watching YouTube videos. It's exhausting. This relentless struggle can easily come to define your relationship with them. So, take time every day to make a connection outside the demands of their schoolwork. I hope that this week will provide your families and our teachers with a well-deserved break from school. In the days ahead, keep an eye open for some exciting announcements regarding some new opportunities for your students to socialize virtually and for you to get more information on our upcoming school expansion and remodel. I can't wait to tell you more about it in the days and weeks ahead.